Hi and welcome back to my playthrough of Chariots of Rome. Keep in mind it's currently on Kickstarter, and yes, you will find a link to the campaign in the description of this video. I really hope I haven't messed up too many things, but keep in mind I'm playing with prototype rules, and yeah, I may have missed one or two things, but I think let's go into the next turn. And again, we will start the round by drawing the first initiative card. This is Faction Veneti, and Suetonius is currently all the way behind the field, which is not necessarily a bad thing, to be honest. Keep in mind he can do 2 attacks, and I think this is what he will do. But first of all, we have to roll the fate die, and again we will see another fate card, and here we have a really interesting one, and the crowd goes wild this round during their respective driving steps. The first 3 chariots each leave 1 debris obstacle token in their wake at their move start space as they drive away. If any debris tokens remain in the stock, and yes, they are available, so let's do that right away and start right away with the blue chariot here. So this is basically an obstacle that's left behind on this space, and yeah, bad things can happen when you ride through, apparently. Okay, let's do the driver step for the blue player, and I think he will set a new speed level to speed level 3 with a speed of 10, so he will lose 1 endurance. He could always opt to lose 1 tactics instead, but what the heck, he thinks let's do it right away. And I think he will not chivvy his horses because he could consider taking the next corner right away. So he has 10 movement points, so let's move him here. 1 and 2. Now he will basically attack the red driver, therefore he will spend 1 tactic points and he will do a whip attack. So Telesphorus has to draw an action card, and wow, he gets rattled right away. That's definitely a mean result for a whip attack, so we will see our first point of rattles, basically showing how shaken the driver and or the chariot is. And keep in mind, once you reach level 6 here, you are out of the game. Okay, this was the first attack. He moved 2 spaces, so he has 8 more movement points, and I think he will go 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then he will do his second attack against Albati, so basically Gordianus, and this time he wants to ram Gordianus. So Gordianus has to draw 3 action cards and has to resolve those unless he is willing to spend defensive tactics, and I think this is what he wants to do. He will spend 1 point at least, so let's get rid of that action card here, and yeah, let's start resolving those one by one. So first one, wow, that's ram additional. He takes 1 point of, yeah, basically damage, rattle damage. That's already a bad start, and wow, a second point. Okay, finally we do see some action, and this is normally how things go when you do a ram attack. But of course, the attacker of the ram attack also has to draw 1 action card, so let's see what he gets. Okay, this is also basically 1 point of rattle that he has to take. Wow, really, we do see some action, which is pretty cool. And yeah, we are not done yet, as Suetonius still can move 1, 2, 3 spaces ahead. Okay, that wasn't a bad turn, to be honest. And let's check out who's next. This is Faction Rosati, and unfortunately he cannot spend any tactics whatsoever. Okay, this is definitely bad. If he would stay here, he could lose this point of rattle, but I think right now I'm still feeling quite okay. We want to make some progress here, so let's increase the speed level, so he will lose another point of endurance, and of course he will also leave some debris obstacles behind. In a 1 lap race, this really doesn't matter at all, to be honest, because yeah, you see it for yourself, we will not cross those obstacles again. But in a 2 lap or even a 3 lap race, this definitely is significant, so definitely a very nice twist. He could spend another point of endurance in order to chivvy his horses, but I think no, not yet. So he has 10 movement points, and I think he will move straight ahead this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Keep in mind, because of his special ability, all of his overtake maneuvers are basically done without any hazards, which is pretty powerful, to be honest. Maybe not in a 4 chariots race, but the more chariot tiers you have, the more dangerous and the more crowded the arena actually gets. Okay, let's see who goes next. Faction Prazzini, the green player, who is currently last. I think he was here, right? Yeah, doesn't really matter. Okay, let's place the obstacle token accordingly. And I think he will also set his speed level to a 3. So he will take 1 point of damage, entrance damage, but that's fine. He will not spend the tactics because I think he also wants to do an attack this turn. But maybe he will chivvy his horses. Yeah, let's do that. And therefore he will spend another point of entrance. Let's roll the try die. Okay, that's only a 1, but still 11 movement points is something. And I think he wants to retaliate. Basically the blue player here who is doing all those attacks. But still, he has 11 movement points. So let's see where he gets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Then he will spend his last tactic points, and here you cannot just use, for example, the entrance token. Here it's really tactics that you have to use, and he wants to attack the blue player with a ram attack, and because he's the wrecker, he basically can make him redraw a card that says no effect. So let's see what the blue player has to draw. So here is 3 cards, and I think he wants to spend 1 point of tactics, defensive tactics, to remove one of those action cards, and he wants to keep at least 1 in order to pay back or something like that. So let's resolve the first one. That's a ram attack, so he will lose 1 point of entrance. Okay. And here, okay, here we see another ram rattle effect. Okay, that wasn't that bad, to be honest. But of course, the green player also has to draw a card. Oh, wow, that's really a mean result. So in this case, he also gets 1 point of rattled. Okay, but that wasn't that bad, to be honest, for the green player. Pretty much, or pretty successful, to be honest. He still has 2 more movement points, and just to show you, I want to do an overtake maneuver. So this will be 1 movement point, 2 movement points. For each space containing obstacles you basically pass through, you have to draw 1 action card and apply the danger effect. So let's do that. Let's see what he gets. Danger, no effect. Incredibly lucky. Definitely a good choice to do that maneuver. And then it should be Faction Albati. Yeah, that's the case. And as he's pretty beaten, to be honest, I was considering to lower his speed, because this way he could lose 1 point of rattle. But as we're only doing a 1-lap race, no, I think let's keep it as it is. So he will lose 1 point of entrance. He will not chivvy his horses, so 10 movement point it is. So let's put the start marker here, because this round we don't have any more obstacles. It's only the first 3 charioteers. So let's see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And I think he also wants to do a ram attack against the green player now. So he will also spend his last tactics point. And so the green player has to draw 3 action cards. Unfortunately, he's out of tactic points, so he cannot do any more defensive tactics whatsoever. So he has to resolve them all. So let's see. First one. Okay, that's an interesting one, because this pretty much says to swerve, but in this case he was pretty much lucky, so he will just move to this space here. It would have been really cool to drive him into the other chariot here, and this is definitely something that you usually want to do. So for example, if now the whatever blue player would be here, he could really do some damage there, but right now that's all that happens. But we still have 2 more cards to resolve. What's the next one? Oh, another swerving effect. Oh, that's pretty lame. So let's move him back there, and you always move away from your attacker, so thematically this does make sense. So he's ramming him and basically driving him away, but we are still not done yet. We still have to resolve, and well, he's lucky. Oh man, nothing bad did happen, but of course Gordianus has to draw his action card, being the attacker. So that was a ram attack. He has to lose 1 point of tactics. He's out of tactics. Wow, so he has to take another point of rattle. Wow, this was definitely worse for him than it was for the resort, to be honest. Wow, that's a tough one. But he still has 3 more movement points. Yes, so let's use them accordingly. 1, 2, and 3. I think that's pretty much it. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's move into the next round and let's determine the next starting player. Faction Rosati goes first, but of course we have to roll the fate die first. Okay, this time each player gets 1 tactics. Well, that's awesome. So 1 and 1 and 1 and 2 basically. Okay, that was pretty fortunate for the blue player here. Now for its turn. This can be a pretty bold move, but I think he wants to stick to his current speed level. Yeah, he really wants to push his horses, so he will lose 1 point of endurance. And I think he wants to go into the corner like crazy. So this is his starting token here, so he has 10 movement points. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movement points here. Now he crosses the corner. His speed is 10, but you also add your rattle points. So in total that's 11, and from that 11 you basically subtract the 8 here. So he has to draw 3 action cards now, but I think in this case he wants to spend 1 tactics point in order to reduce that stack by 1. So he has 2 more cards left and he still has 4 more movement points. So that's 1 here. He has to resolve his first card, corner effect, so he has to swerve back basically going here, and if he will swerve again he will basically crash, and that would definitely be a bad result. So let's see what happens, because now he still has 3 more movement points left, so he will go here. So let's see what he gets, and in this case he's kind of lucky, to be honest. He will just lose 1 point of endurance, but he should still have 2 more points left. Yeah, that's the case. So he cannot go inside, so he has to stay on the outside lane, which is always risky, to be honest, but cannot help it now. 1 and 2, and this pretty much concludes his turn. Let's see who goes next by revealing the next initiative card, Faction Brazzini. And I think he wants to reduce his speed because he's doing fine, to be honest. So let's reduce his speed. This basically reduces his rattle points down to 0, which is a good thing. But he then may consider chivvy his horses. No, he's not. Let's keep it at the base speed of 7. So let's put the starting token here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He still has 2 more action points left, and I think he wants to do an attack again against Faction Albati here. So let's spend his last point of tactics, but he will regain that point right away when he comes into the corner. Keep in mind the second and the third chariot in any given round at any given corner gets 1 point back. So let's draw the 3 action cards for Gordianos, and I think in this case he really has to do something. No, he will spend his point of tactics. Yeah, he has to do that in order to get rid of one of those action cards because he's pretty shaken already. So let's see, first result, okay, that's only 1 point of endurance. Could have been worse, that's for sure. Let's check the second one. Here we see another ram attack, so he's only 1 point short in order to lose that game right away. But now it's the Rizzo who also has to draw a card. Let's see what he gets. And again, he's incredibly lucky. No effect. Can you believe that? He should still have 2 more action points, or better movement points. So I think he will go onto this lane here. So this is 6. His speed is 7. He's not rattled at all, so 7 it is. He will subtract the 6 here, so he has to resolve 1 action card, and I think with that he's totally fine. But of course he gets his tactic points being second in a corner, and of course he has to build his corner stack now. And yeah, I think he will not spend his tactic points right away. So let's see what he gets. He still has 1 more movement point left, so he will move here. Now he has to resolve his one and only card, corner effect again. Wow, no effect. Incredibly lucky. Okay, but this was already his turn. Who goes next? Faction Albati. Okay, that may be interesting, as he's pretty shaken. So he will definitely reduce his speed in order to lose 1 rattle point. Okay, that's definitely a good thing. He will not spend any more points whatsoever to chivvy his horses, so 7 it is. But the thing is, he still has 3 more rattle points, so they will add up to his base speed of 7, so that's 10 points he has to digest somehow. Okay, that's a tough one, so he may really consider taking that lane here, because this way he only has to draw 2 cards. Wow, okay, let's see. So he will move 1, 2 spaces here. Now he has to draw 2 action cards, but of course he also gets 1 point of tactics, and yeah, he will not spend it right away, so he will now draw his 2 action cards for the corner stack. Basically he has still 5 more movement points, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's the case. So 1. Now he has to resolve his first corner effect. Wow, again he's getting rattled. Wow, that's tough. Then he will continue moving to this space. Okay, this time he's kind of lucky, only losing 1 point of endurance. He should still have 3 more movement points, but his corner stack is basically empty, so let's just move him up. And he could do something pretty mean, to be honest. Maybe he should do that. Yeah, why not? So he will go 1 space here. He still has 2 more movement points, and I think he will spend 1 tactic points now to whip attack the red player here, Telesphorus. So he has to draw 1 card. He cannot spend any more tactic points, so let's see what the whip attack is. Wow, he has to lose a tactic point, so in this case he has to take 1 point of rattled. Pretty mean, but Gordianus still has 2 more movement points left, so 1 and 2. Last but not least, it's Suetonius. And I think he really has to be brave now. So he will keep or maintain his current speed level. So he will lose 1 point of endurance. And I think he has to lose a lot of tactic points this round. So his base speed is 10. His rattle points are 2, so that's 12 points in total. 10 movement points it is. Yeah, let's mark it down accordingly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he will now enter the corner, but because he was last, he will get 2 tactic points now, which isn't a bad thing. But of course we have to build the corner stack, so that's basically 10 plus 2, 12 minus 8, so that's 4 cards he has to draw this round. Wow, that's definitely a tough one. Okay, wow, those are 4 cards, but I think he will spend 1, 2, 3 tactic points in order to get rid of 3 of those. He still has 3 more movement points, so he will go further into the corner. Now he has to start resolving his corner stack. What do we get here? Another rattle point, but again in a 1 lap race, that's not that big of a deal, to be honest. And then he can still move 2 more spaces, 1 and 2, and hey, he can still do a whip attack against the red player. Yeah, let's do that. Let's spend his last tactic point. Let's have Telesphorus draw a whip card, and clucky. Wow, okay. Yeah, not bad, to be honest. Let's move into the next round. Let's see who goes first. Faction Veneti. So let's roll the fate die. Okay, we see another fate card, and here we see another mean one. Janus door opens. This round all ram attacks cause 1 additional action card draw for both the attacking and target chariots. Wow, that's amazing, but the problem is he's out of tactic points. That's really unfortunate, but I think he whipped and rammed like crazy. So I think he will totally stick to his current speed level, so therefore he will lose another point of endurance. And I think let's spend another point of endurance to chivvy his horses, because the finishing line isn't that far, to be honest. So his base speed is a 10. That's 12 in total. That's definitely a good start. And I think we will see another overtake maneuver. Yeah, that's the case. So let's place the starting marker here like this. So 1, 2, and 3. Now he has to resolve the danger effect of an action card. He's out of tactic cards whatsoever. Wow, this certainly hurt. Wow, 1 point of endurance. So 1, 2, and 3 movement points and 1 point of rattled. Okay, wow, his horses are definitely in not a good shape, but he has still 9 more movement points left. Yeah, that's the case. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So he made it over the finishing line. But of course, we will complete the round entirely and see who will be basically first in respect to spaces. So he has not won automatically, and once you cross the finishing line you can no longer be attacked, but you can still do overtake maneuvers. Next we will see the red player, Faction Rosati, and unfortunately, yeah, he's also out of tactic points. Actually only the green player has some cards left. Yeah, let's see who goes first. This is now really making a big difference. So first of all, he will remain his speed, that's for sure. So he'll lose 1 point of endurance, and I think he will also chivvy his horses. So he will go down to 4 as well. But I think there is nothing he can do. He's too far behind. So really losing this 1 lane was basically a bad thing for him. I think he swerved because of a corner effect or so. Okay, that's 3. So in total he can move 13 spaces. So let's place the starting marker here. 13 spaces it is. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wow, what a photo finish for those guys. But I think, yeah, Albati may win, pretty sure about that. But let's see who goes next. This may really, yeah, okay, it's Faction Albati, so I think that's pretty much it, to be honest. So I think he went down, right, as far as I can remember, but never mind, he will go to speed level 3 anyway, so therefore he will lose 1 point of endurance. He will also chivvy his horses, of course. Horses. So let's roll the die. Okay, that's only a 1. Ooh, that's tough, to be honest. Wow, that's tough. 11 spaces it is, and here I'm not really sure, to be honest. Let's see. So let's place the starting token accordingly. And yeah, I really had to do some counting here. I think he really has to do an overtake maneuver in order to win that. So that's really interesting now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So of course he still has to draw 1 danger card. So let's do that right away. But I think there's not much that can happen, to be honest. Okay, wow, that's definitely tough, but not enough to destroy this one. So this will go to 5. This will also go to 5. But right now he's clearly the winner. And unfortunately, the Rezo will not be able to attack any of those. But of course, he will set the speed level to 3. Therefore, he will lose 1 point of endurance. He will spend 1... Oh no. For chivvying his horses, he will spend 1 point of endurance because he's still doing fine. And maybe he also needs to do an overtake maneuver, and then you can still spend tactics, for example. But let's roll the die first. Wow, 13 movement points. Okay, maybe there is still some hope for him. So let's put him on his starting space here. Okay, yeah, 13 space it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So he's basically even with Faction Albati and Gordianos, and now I really have to do some reading because I have no clue what the tiebreaker actually is. And in this case, it's basically Faction Brazzini who won the race because the innermost lane breaks the ties. Hey, hooray! Good job! This was pretty much 1 complete lap of Chariots of Rome. Keep in mind, normally you're playing with 2 or maybe even 3 laps. And yeah, this is also how you play Chariots of Rome. An absolutely fun racing game with a lot of take that and very crazy situations. As yeah, basically you make your circles in Circus Maximus. It's definitely not a secret that I'm a big fan of victory point games, and yeah, enjoy a lot of their games, and this is no different, to be honest. And yeah, it's relatively simple to explain, fun to play, and comes with a very cool theme. And the campaign even launches around Easter here in Germany, which perfectly fits the Ben-Hur setting. Pretty cool coincidence. Oh, is it? I really love the action card mechanics and yeah, the way how you can manage the risk, especially when riding into a corner, and yeah, the random element of the fate cards is also something which I actually enjoy a lot. No, really, this is an absolutely fun game. As mentioned, the game is currently on Kickstarter, so check out the campaign page and make sure to grab yourself a copy. And yeah, hope you enjoyed my little walkthrough here and hope to see you soon in one of my other videos. And until then, bye bye!